What's good? It's your boy Jay. That's me. Let's discuss NXT from March the 26th, 2024. A pretty solid episode of NXT. There was some bad, but all in all, NXT was solid. So, we kicked the show off with the first match of the night. Dijak versus Shawn Spears. Didn't watch it. Didn't give a damn about it. Dijak wins via the Feast Your Eyes. Jacy got involved. He came from under the ring. There was still a chair out there and everything else. Who gives a shit? This was a waste of time. Moving on. So, there were auditions for potential host of Stand and Deliver. It featured Metaphor, Andre Chase, Malik Blade, Idris NFA, Brinley Reese, Hank and Tank. So, that's pretty cool. And Metaphor ended up being the winners. So, they're going to actually host Stand and Deliver, which should be fun. That should be fun. And Jakara Jackson's fine ass is always good. So, this should be on there. So, that's great. Moving on. So, Roxanne Perez, she cut a backstage promo. She reiterated why she turned heel. She basically said that she was looked at as the next woman to carry the torch, the next woman to lead NXT out of the 2.0 era of NXT into the current era. And she said she had to do things her own way. She also said that she doesn't dislike nor like Lyra Valkyria. She has no feelings towards her at all. She said that she's just a woman carrying her title, barely, because of her shoulder injury. And she said, don't worry. She said, at Stand and Deliver, she's going to be the one holding the NXT Women's Championship. It's going to be right back where it belongs. So this is a pretty okay promo. Heel Roxanne Perez kicks ass. I do like it. I like her heel turn. The only problem that I do have an issue is just her promo. That's it. Other than that, everything else is solid. Moving on. So Thea Hail, she defeated Jasmine Nix, who had her first ever match on NXT. Pretty good little match. Jasmine Nix, I like her. She's going to be something. You know, the match was solid. So, Riley Osborne got ejected along with the rest of Chase U. Jacy Jayne tried to get involved, but to no avail. Thea Hail ended up winning the match. She made Jasmine Nix tap out to the Fujiwara armbar. So post-match, Thea Hail gets into a brawl with Jacy Jayne. And then that brought out Izzy Dame and Kiana James. So they ended up brawling. It ended up being a 3-on-1. And then Fallon Henley and Kalani Jordan ended up making the save. And then all six of them brawled. So this is good. So I'm thinking I'm probably going to have a 6-woman tag next week for the go-home show. If not, it'll probably take place on the kickoff show. So that was fine. And all this is long-term booking. So Fallon Henley has been, dealing with Kiana James for several years. At least 2 years. At least 2 years. Or close to 2 years. Thea Hill's been dealing with Jacy Jayne for quite some time. So this is all good. Moving on. So we got Prime Target Part 1 featuring Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes. This was great. It was narrated by Booker T, Randy Orton, CM Punk. So, Carmelo Hayes did really good here. Both Trick and Carmelo Hayes did very good. They did very good in part one. Like, the entire series was great. This is what a total of 10 minutes. It should be up on their YouTube channel by now. It should be up on there. But this was great. So, next, Lola Vice comes out. She gets on the mic. And she basically issues an open challenge. And Lola Vice's weakness is the mic. She's got the look. She's decent in ring. But the only problem with her is her promo skills. That's it. So Natalya came out, and I'm like, oh no, Shawn Michaels, no. First Dijak and Shawn Spears. Now we're getting Natalya. This shit ain't good. So Natalya gets the win. And this does make sense. She wins via the O'Connor roll. So that's fine. I'm guessing they're going to have like a little mini feud. Natalya and Lola Vice. It makes sense because Natalya is a veteran. And basically, Lola Vice could still use some work. Like Lola Vice, I do see her becoming NXT Women's Champion. But probably not for another year. So I would say sometime in 2025, she probably will become NXT Women's Champion. So, a good year and some change, and she'll be champion. But this is fine, I guess. Moving on. So, Joe Gacy, he gives Shawn Spears his steel chair as he was exiting the Performance Center. So, Shawn Spears was about to pick up the chair and grab it, but Family just steps on the chair. And that stops Shawn Spears in his tracks. Who gives a fuck? Moving on from this nonsense. So Ruka, she had a vignette. She said that she's going to go after Blair Davenport. She's really pissed and upset about it. And I'm just like, okay, so why are we still getting this surfer chick, this hippie? Like, why are we getting her? Like, why aren't you showing a more aggressive side? You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make any sense, but it is what it is. Such is life. Moving on. So, Kelly Kinane had a backstage interview with Blair Davenport. Blair Davenport compares Saruka to sand. She said that she's annoying, disgusting, and she can't seem to get rid of it. That being Saruka. So, she said that Saruka is not going to get vindication against her next week. That's inexperienced talking. She needs to stop worrying about impressing dorks on TikTok. After Blair Davenport is done with her next week, Saruka will be back on another road to recovery. I'm like, damn, this is a pretty good little burn. So that's nice. That's nice. Moving on. Ilya Dragunov versus Stacks, a.k.a. Stacks Lorenzo. This was a solid match. I love Ilya. He's always good. But Stacks is definitely underrated. Stacks has been good for a while, and Stacks can go. Like, I could definitely see Stacks being North American champion. And I'm not going to hold you guys up. Like, Stacks is solid. Like, he's got good mic skills. He's got charisma. And he's got good character work, and he's got good in-ring work. So he marked all the boxes. He checks all the boxes for sure, for what it means to be a really good, solid, well-rounded pro wrestler. So this match was good. So Ilya wins via the Torpedo Mouth style. This is fine. It makes sense. Moving on. So, the Good Brothers, they run into the Wolf Dogs. They want a standard tag team match at Stand and Deliver, that being the Good Brothers. So, if the Wolf Dogs lose tonight, they'll double their workload. They'll take the advantage of the Wolf Dogs' lack of focus. Bron says it won't be a triple threat match at Stand and Deliver. the Good Brothers better do their job next week, which they probably will. Next, moving on. Next, we get the part 2 of Trick and Mello, Prime Target. This is great. It was narrated by CM Punk and Booker T. So that was solid. Trick just basically said that he's coming for Mello. But this was beautifully done. The entire thing was beautifully done. Moving on. So for whatever reason, Ridge Holland, he retired. So he basically said he would like to thank, Shawn Michaels, William Regal, the crowd, his wife, his kids. He wants to thank people for sending him all the kind DMs and the messages. And the crowd was very receptive of this. So it actually makes sense. So Ridge is going to go home and clear his mind, which actually makes sense. There are rumors that Sheamus may come down to NXT for a while and help Ridge to figure things out. That would be fucking tremendous. That would be great. That'd be good. Sheamus and Ridge as a tag team would be solid. Because remember, Sheamus wanted to mentor the Brawling Brutes when they were a thing. So, yeah, so that does make sense. Or you could always have Sheamus turn on Ridge Holland and have Sheamus and Ridge Holland feud. That would be great. That would be really good. Let's actually do that. I would love to see Sheamus and Ridge Holland tear it up. Moving on. So, Myra Valkyria, she said that she's coming after Roxanne Perez. She talks about, basically, Professor X and Magneto. She mentions, Star Wars and all that stuff. I'm like, come on, why are we referencing pop culture? This doesn't make any damn sense. So, moving on. So, Lyra Valkyria, she had a vignette, and she basically said that there's two paths that you can take, the right one and the wrong one. She mentioned pop culture, so she mentioned, Professor X and Magneto, Anakin and Obi-Wan. So, basically, she basically said that Roxanne Perez really isn't worthy to hold the title, that she didn't really earn it. She let the title overtake her and consume her, basically. And she's going to do anything and everything in her power to keep her the hell away from it. So this is fine, but then again, I don't understand why Lyra is portraying this goody two-shoes happy to be there. I hate that. It's so stupid. It's like, no. It just doesn't make any sense. Next. So, this leads us into Josh Briggs versus Duke Hudson. And wouldn't you know it, fucking Dijak makes a second appearance. This time, he's on commentary. And I'm like, oh my God, Shawn Michaels, bruh. You're fucking up, bro. You're fucking up. So Josh Briggs gets the win. So basically, post-match, Oba Femi gets on the podium. He appears. He says that he's found two worthy opponents that stand and deliver, and it's going to be a triple threat. He's the Mountain, and they're both going to find out that no one can reach that summit, and it will indeed be a triple threat at Stand and Deliver. Oh my God, this sucks. So Dijak, ugh, and Josh Briggs, ugh. No. Josh Briggs is okay, but fuck Dijak, ugh. Next, we get the third and final installment of the Prime Target. So it involved Randy Orton, CM Punk, Johnny Gargano, and Tommaso Ciampa, which they shouldn't really have even needed to be there at all. I don't see why. So this whole thing was great. I enjoyed this. Moving on. So the metaphor, they hijacked the production truck, and they're going to be the host to Stand and Deliver. They're going to be the official host. That's fine. Moving on. So Ariana Grace is having a hard time finding a new outfit for Gigi Dolan. Okay. Pretty good stuff. Ariana Grace kicks ass. She's great. Next. So Ilya, he's impressed by Stacks. He was expecting Tony to show up after the match. He wasn't there. So Lucy Cristofano invited Dijak to a pre-Stand and Deliver dinner next week, but it won't happen. I mean, it won't be at the D'Angelo family's restaurant. Interesting. Should be very, very interesting. Again, I do think that Tony D'Angelo is probably going to turn heel. He's going to be the heel in this thing, and it needs to happen. Main event. The Wolf Dogs, they defeated the Alpha Academy. Why wouldn't they? Bron Breakker continues to be a legit badass. He actually blocked a Doomsday device, and he power slammed the shit out of Tozawa, but it wasn't the finish. And then Braun wins via the spear. Post-match, there was a massive brawl involving the Good Brothers, the LWO, Nathan Frazier, and Axiom, and then that was it. That was the show. So NXT was fine for the most part. I enjoyed it, minus fucking Dijak and fucking Shawn Spears and Natalya. Outside of those three garbage people, not being mean, I'm just saying from a wrestling perspective. But outside of that nonsense, the show was fine. But what did you guys think? Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.